Imagine this. You're 15 years old, your whole family packs up, moves country, just so you can chase a football dream fast forward years later. You've played with Rio and Vidic, lifted Premier League titles, won the FA Cup, and even faced Suarez when he was prime chaos mode. That's not fiction. That's Jonny Evans' life, a Northern Irish kid who went from dreaming in Belfast to surviving under Sir Alex Ferguson, and ending his story right back where it all began. At Manchester United. See, Jonny Evans' career isn't loud, it's not flashy, but it's real. It's one of those stories where loyalty, hard work and timing beat pure hype, because Evans didn't just play football, he lived every phase of the game. The academy grind, the loans, the pressure, the comebacks. He started off at Royal Antwerp, not even in England yet. 14 senior games, just getting his boots dirty. Then boom, Sunderland Roy Keane calls. And trust me, when Roy Keane calls, you don't say no. Evans gets invited up by Keane, but get this, his car breaks down halfway there. Bro literally has to jump in a taxi to make it to the Stadium of Light. And when he gets there, Roy Keane forgets he's even coming. He's walking around like, I'm here to see Roy Keane? And everyone's looking at him like, who's this kid? But that was the start of something special. Roy took him under his wing, even picked him up personally when Evans signed on loan. Like, imagine Roy Keane, the man himself, showing up at your door like, get in, we've got work to do. That ride to Sunderland probably felt like a pilgrimage. From there, it all built up. 2 loan spells at Sunderland, promotion, experience, confidence. Then the real chapter. Manchester United, 198 appearances, 3 Premier League titles, 6 major trophies. That's not a journeyman, that's a survivor. And remember, he wasn't fighting for minutes at some mid-table club. He was trying to break through behind Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, 2 absolute monsters of the game. Evans said it himself. Rio was calm, composed, read the game like chess. Vidic, pure aggression. An animal in the box. Training with them was like a daily masterclass. And under Sir Alex Ferguson, that's a whole different education. Evans says what made Fergie special wasn't control, it was trust. He let players be themselves, didn't try to make 11 robots. That's leadership, bro. You trust the fire in your players instead of trying to script every move. That's why United had variety. Ronaldo's flair, Rooney's chaos, Scholes' calm, Giggs' genius. Evans saw that. Up close, he said Giggs and Scholes were on another level. Not just in games, but in training. They do things that made you question physics. He literally said, I didn't even know that existed. Then came change. Managers, tactics, new eras. Van Gaal came in, now total opposite of Ferguson. Detailed, methodical, tactical overload. Evans said it opened his mind, helped him see football in new dimensions. Then at West Brom under Tony Pulis, back to basics. Defending deep, heading bricks, learning how to survive. That's when he learned the dark art of proper defending. Not YouTube highlight defending, but real defending. And then Leicester, FA Cup winners against Chelsea. But only 20,000 fans were allowed because it was post-COVID. Evans said if his whole family could have been there, that moment would have been perfect. Still, an FA Cup win with Leicester, that's storybook stuff. But life had one more twist. After Leicester got relegated, Evans called Darren Fletcher just to ask if he could train with the reserves at United. No big deal, no expectation, just fitness. Then Ten Hag hears he's coming in. Next thing, he's training with the first team. Then pre-season tour. Then a contract. From asking to train to playing 30 games for Manchester United again. Bro, that's insane. It's not just a comeback, it's destiny tying the knot. He even lifted another FA Cup in that final versus Man City. Literally 1 year after he'd watched City beat United as a fan in the stands. If that's not poetic, I don't know what is. Jonny Evans' story isn't about hype or headlines. It's about staying humble, staying ready, and letting football bring you home. From taxis with Roy Keane, to battles with Suarez and Drogba, to a quiet redemption at Old Trafford, he's lived it all. Now he's mentoring the next generation of United players the same way Rio, Vidic and Fergie shaped him. So let me ask you, if you were Evans, would you call that a perfect ending? Or would you go one more season just to feel that Old Trafford roar one last time? Drop your take in the comments, fam, because stories like this, they remind us why we fell in love with football in the first place.